DU Vehicle Safety Guidelines. All vehicles are to be inspected by the 15th of each month using a vehicle inspection form for safety and general maintenance items. All vehicles are to be equipped with standard first aid kits and fire extinguishers. Vehicles should be kept clean and personal items should not be left in DU vehicles. Confidential customer information should not be left in vehicles due to privacy laws and identity theft issues. The use of any tobacco products is prohibited in all DU vehicles. Cellular phones and mobile communication accessories are not allowed while operating DU vehicles or in any other motorized, hydraulic, or pneumatic power equipment. Whenever feasible, vehicles are to be parked in such a way that allows a forward exit, which may require backing into parking slots. This practice applies to all DU vehicles. Use sound driving judgment when backing. All vehicles 1 ton or larger are equipped with wheel chocks that are to be used at all job sites and service centers. Headlights must be used during rainy weather conditions when driving or riding in a DU vehicle. Employees are required to wear seat belts at all times when driving or riding in a DU vehicle. Strobe lights are mounted on all DU trucks to improve road visibility. Strobe lights should be used anytime a DU truck is stationary and working in the right-of-way or traveling at a reduced rate of speed. Safety cones are to be used whenever a vehicle is parked, including at personal residences. If forward exit is applicable, then only front cones are required. At all other times, cones at the front and rear of the vehicle are required. The intent is for the driver to complete a full walk-around before starting the vehicle. A spotter person is required when backing a vehicle if one or more employees are with the driver or on the job site. Unless required to complete a major work project, DU cars and pickup trucks should not be parked in the direction of oncoming traffic. This is known as reverse parking and violates traffic laws. DU follows the Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices, MUTCD, for temporary traffic control as the official reference guide to install and maintain traffic control devices on all public streets, highways, bikeways, and private roads open to public traffic. Vehicles left unattended should have the engine turned off and keys removed from the vehicle before exiting the vehicle. The exception to using cones and turning off the engine applies only to meter readers while reading a riding route, and no backing is necessary. In these instances, the vehicle is clearly in sight at all times and only left unattended for 2 minutes or less while reading a meter. Headsets, earpieces, and other similar Bluetooth or hands-free devices are prohibited while operating a DU vehicle.
Defensive driving is about anticipation, knowing what's going on around you, predicting what might happen, and knowing how to react quickly when another driver catches you off guard. It's also about protecting yourself so that you're less likely to be injured in a crash. Something as simple as putting on your seatbelt could save your life in an accident. Be in control. Taking any medications or controlled substances could slow your reflexes and your judgment enough to cause an accident. So you should avoid alcohol and drugs when you know you have to drive. Over-the-counter medications or simple cold or allergy medications can cause drowsiness and affect your driving, so it's important to always read the label of any medication you take before driving. Being in control allows you to react quickly to any potential obstacles in the road, like when traffic in front of you suddenly comes to a stop.
Be well rested. Sleepiness is a danger on the road. Driving drowsy causes thousands of collisions every year in the United States. It's like getting behind the wheel with a blood alcohol level of 0.08. Get a good night's sleep before you drive, and if your eyelids are starting to droop, take a break. Pull off the road and get out and stretch, or take a nap. Be prepared. Set yourself up in the right driving position. Adjust your seat so that you are at least 10 inches away from the steering wheel and your hands are at 9 and 3 o'clock on the steering wheel. Adjust the height of your seat and steering wheel so that you can comfortably see. Set up your mirrors to reduce your blind spots. Position your rear view mirror so that it best covers your view straight out the rear window. Then, tilt your head until it almost touches the driver's side window. Next, adjust your left side mirror so that you can just barely see the side of your car. Finally, position your head so that it is centered in the middle of the car above the console of the car, and adjust the right side mirror so that you can just barely see the right side of your vehicle. When your head is perfectly upright, you should not be able to see the sides of your car in your side mirrors. Pick out your favorite CD or set your radio or MP3 player before driving. If you need directions, set up your route in your phone or GPS before you start your car. Use a smartphone app to guide you around traffic jams. Check the weather and road conditions and make any needed adjustments to your route. Be aware. You could be the best driver in the world, but you still need to look out for other drivers. Always put extra space between your car and the one in front of you so that you have enough space to stop quickly if you need to. Look as far down the road as you can and check your mirrors constantly to know what is behind you. Always be planning an escape route you can use quickly in an emergency. Do not assume other drivers will always follow the rules of the road. Imagine that the car next to you will change lanes or that an approaching vehicle runs the stop sign. Planning for the unexpected means you won't find yourself reacting in panic. Plan your movements, anticipating the worst-case scenario. Control your speed. Don't drive too much slower or faster than the flow of traffic. If you drive slower or faster than everyone else, the differences in your speeds will give you less time to adapt to what other drivers are doing. Follow the 3-second rule. Since the greatest chance of having an accident is in front of you, keep at least a 3-second following distance from the car in front of you to give yourself adequate space and time to react in an emergency. When following a large truck or motorcycle, driving at night, or in inclement weather, increase your following distance an additional second. Look ahead. Looking ahead means more than watching the car in front of you. It means looking as far down the road as you can. Looking ahead will help you spot any hazards lurking in your path. Scan the road. Be aware of your surroundings by constantly scanning the road ahead, looking in your side mirrors and rear view mirror. Have the full picture of what's happening around your vehicle to determine possible hazards and plan ahead.
Have an escape route. The best way to avoid possible dangers in all driving situations is to keep your vehicle positioned where you have the best chance of seeing and being seen. Having an alternative path of travel is always essential, so always leave yourself an escape route, a path to move your vehicle into if your immediate path of travel is suddenly blocked. Stay focused. You have many things to think about when you're behind the wheel: road conditions, your speed, and observing traffic laws, signs, signals, and road markings. Staying focused on driving and only driving is critical. Distractions while driving are everywhere: your phone, the radio, your fellow passengers. If you're running late, you may be tempted to put on your makeup or finish breakfast while driving. Studies find that almost 80% of all crashes involved some kind of distraction in the 3 seconds immediately before the accident. Put your cell phone out of reach, even if it's hands-free. When you're driving, the only thing that should be on your mind is the road in front of you. Pull over to talk and text, eat, or put on your makeup.
Stay calm. It's hard to keep your cool when you're faced with an aggressive driver who is tailgating you or who cuts you off, but that is exactly what you need to do to stay safe. If possible, allow the aggressive driver to drive ahead of you and distance yourself from their vehicle as much as you can. Staying calm while tempers flare can not only save you from an unwanted accident, but a road rage incident as well. Use proper safety equipment. Make sure your car is properly equipped with safety accessories like airbags, ABS, and traction control systems. Check your fluids, tire pressure, and lights before you hit the road. In the car, lock your doors, wear your seatbelt at all times, and make sure your passengers do the same. Children should be in age-appropriate car seats.
By following these tips, you'll become a better defensive driver and help to keep yourself and everyone else out on the road safe.
The Alabama Department of Transportation is reminding drivers about road safety this summer, and they are increasing fines when it comes to moving violations in work zones. Our Nixon Norman tells us more about these increased fines and how you can avoid them.
The Alabama Department of Transportation and the Alabama Road Builders Association are making some changes to protect the lives of road construction and maintenance workers.
In addition to speeding fines being doubled when workers are present, now all moving violations will have the fines doubled when workers are present.
And starting Thursday, July 1st, the fine for any moving traffic violation committed in a construction zone where workers are present will cost you a $250 fine, or double the regular fine, whichever amount is greater.
Certainly, anything that's going to discourage motorists from driving aggressively in work zones is going to be something that, we're going to welcome.
But these changes help protect more than the workers. They help protect everyone. Early numbers for 2020 show that there were more than 2,300 work zone crashes in Alabama, resulting in 19 fatalities and more than 600 injuries. These numbers include both road workers and motorists.
Safety in work zones is not just limited to keeping construction workers safe, but it's also about keeping the traveling public safe. Most of the crashes that we see in work zones actually don't involve construction workers themselves. Most of them actually occur between motorists or involving one or more motorists that are traveling through the work zone.
But Burkett has some tips for motorists.
Don't speed, slow down, be prepared to move over, especially for workers or equipment that may be out there, or as any construction signage or flaggers might indicate for you to do. Don't follow other motorists too closely, and certainly remain alert and don't drive distracted.
Putting the Valley first, Nixon Norman, WZDX News.